Thank you. All right, welcome. Welcome to our first meeting of the year. I'm so glad to see everybody here. We had to add extra chairs. That's even better. So thank you for coming. I'm now going to turn the program over to Gail to introduce our panelists for today and enjoy the program.
That's a joke, y'all. Come on. I love it.
You know, at the first of every year, we have the President's State of the Union. We'll have the Governor do a State of the State. Well, today, we're going to do a State of Sustainability, which is for our own Master Gardeners. And one of the things that we're going to be talking about, and I hope all of you will be thinking about as our presenters do this today, is questions that you have bothering you about sustainability in your home landscapes, in the projects that you work on, in the broader region of our state. We have three really excellent presenters that are going to each give you a little short overview, and then we're going to open it up as a panel so that you can ask any question that comes to your mind about sustainability. Now, we have with us Brian Fisher, who is with the City Parks and Trails. We have Mike Hill, who is an assistant engineer with the city, and by phone we're going to have Dr. Mike Daniels, who is with Soil and Water Conservation with UAEX, and he can answer the broader questions about regional issues and things that may be coming up. And so with that, I'm going to turn it over and let Brian start first and give you sort of an idea of what we're talking about when we say the state of sustainability.
Awesome. Okay. Okay, good deal, good deal. Good morning, good evening, afternoon. Happy to see you all. You know, I got to take a picture because I'm trying to make the newsletter. I don't know if he's ambitious as me, but I'm trying to get the newsletter. So if y'all could wave at me or something, then we'd go, boy, they're a friendly bunch here. I've never spoke to a friendly bunch. Well, I have. Why? Because I know most of you, that's why. My name is Brian Fisher. I'm with the City Parks and Trails and have been for some 28 years. I love you guys. The thing about it is this. Truly, there are people in this group that are truly family to me. And they've been better to me than some of my actual family. We've had some laughs together, we've shed some tears together, we've lost folks together, and it's been a long time. And I feel like some of you have been there since I've been there, so it's been quite a ride, and I've loved every minute of it, without a doubt. We talked about that a little bit before the program about, I said I've been there that long, 32 years, and still enjoy what I do. And that is true. We got a lot coming up in the upcoming year. I want to share a little bit of that with you as well. I've got this slide program. I'm going to stay in my 10-minute time frame. You watch. I can do it. Those of you who know me are doubting me right now. But anyway, this part of it for sure is true. So let's move on to some different things. And yeah, that map is just a lot of parks. There are 22 parks. 15 employees, 22 parks. Do the math. Let's move on. That's good. Baseball trail, that's the old Whittington Park up there. Go ahead, next. I'm going to breeze through these because you already know where they're at. If you don't, and you want to ask me later, I'll point you right in the direction. Carpenter Dam is, well, it's below Carpenter Dam. It was, Entergy gave that to us to take care of, and it's been pretty cool. Chattanooga Park, that's been here since I was a young fellow. I was on that park when Elvis passed away. My buddy came to me and told me I was at Chattanooga Park, and I said, "You're full of it," but he was right. It was a long time ago. That's some of our newer park there on Park Avenue. It's very unique in many ways. It was bought and built with stormwater funds. That's a pretty amazing park. How it's if you ever get a chance, again, it's on Park Avenue across from the Easy Mart up there. But go check it out. There's an amphitheater there, and that amphitheater was there for a reason. For when stormwater's back up and things like that, it was built for somewhat of a retention area. Pretty smart, eh? Go ahead. DeSoto Park, it's very old. It's out on Highway 7, or out Park Avenue. Go ahead. Entergy, how many have not been to Entergy Park? Well, I'll tell you what, don't be embarrassed. There's still a whole lot of people who've lived here all their life that's never been, and I encourage you, if you don't go very often or never have been, please get out there and see it. It's really nice. It's got a lot of walking trails. It's got playgrounds and things like that, and it's right there on the lake. Very peaceful, very nice, and a lot of folks get a lot of enjoyment out of it. Entergy gave us that piece of land. That piece of land was once a village for folks that when they were building Carpenter Dam. It was a place where people lived and had families and the whole thing. Go ahead. Family Park, that's been there for some time. It's nice. Go ahead. And Hill Wheatley Park, our only, well, no, actually we have 2 boat launches at Entergy down, there's one, and then of course there's a swimming area at Hill Wheatley Park, and it's very used. Folks fishing and stuff, they launch their boats there, and it's pretty nice. But it's in the county of all things, huh? Oh well, we're gonna have to annex those folks. Just kidding, just kidding. Dirty word, I know. Hinesley, bet you don't know where that's at, do you know? Okay, it's over by Walmart on Central. The family had given it to the Parks Department, and they didn't really want it to be some sort of go-to location. They just wanted a nice little walking park there for the community and that sort of thing. And we did that, and it actually gets some use, and it's very nice, but it's kind of hidden back over behind Walmart. Go ahead. Hollywood, that's an award winner without a doubt. Beautiful place. Different times of the year, there's different blooming things. Go ahead. Jonestown, that's over by Jones School. Been there since Jones School's been there. And that's at our downtown park. We have different events and things like that with entertainment. We have a concert series we run all through the year, and has some really good entertainment and some really bad entertainment. You be the judge. Come on down here. Yeah, you've probably been by there. Go ahead. Camry Park, that used to be our park. See, the Parks Department's a funny thing. It was Parks and Recreation when I started. 2015? We changed the name to Parks and Trails. Wonder why we'd do something crazy like that? Because that's what the people wanted. Every town meeting we had, every public survey that was taken, people wanted outdoor recreation in the form of walking trails. You know about our Greenway already, right? All right, that's some good mms. The Greenway is coming right along. It's still a work in progress because we do not have unlimited funds. We have to depend on grants and grant matches to go as far as we have. I didn't want to get this wrong, so I wrote it down. It's going to be about a 4.2 mile trail from Transportation Plaza to the lake. We're not quite there yet, but we are fast approaching, and there's more of it underway right now. You know, this whole COVID thing has really set a whole lot of things back. There's 2 bridges that's going to be in place along that Greenway, and we're not able to get those bridges until April of this year, and I think they were ordered, my goodness, probably a year ago. But regardless, it's been one thing after another. We've had trucks sitting up there in the ready lot that were waiting on computer things. The warranties just tick. Yeah, it's been crazy, without a doubt. Supplies have been pretty difficult to get in. Our hanging baskets, they're not mining or milling or whatever they do with long fiber sphagnum moss in Canada and those places like that. So we've had to make do with that, and we're going to have to make do one more year. And they assured me next year it's going to work out just fine, and we'll have more than we can do anything with. So that's a good thing. You all have different groups that work with us, and I just got to say thank you to all those folks that have helped us over the years, both with these different groups, if you will, the folks that work at the greenhouse and the triangle, just all over. We could not do it without you. The earlier question, do the math, 15 people. We couldn't do all those hanging baskets downtown without you all's help. That'd be ridiculous. But you all help us in that. There's no way we could keep up with the stuff that we do have. And we're spread thin. I'm not crying on your shoulder, I'm just stating the facts. And again, couldn't do it without you. Wouldn't want to do it without you at this point. Matter of fact, I'll go home, I think. But nonetheless, yeah, y'all are great folks. And there was another thing I was wanting to visit with you about is that greenway we talked about. It's not going to be the only greenway in Hot Springs. When we talk about sustainability, we're talking about things that, of course, that we're maintaining now, sustaining what we've got. But also, in sustainability, we're talking about what? Things in the future. So there's another project in the works that it's not just talk, it's actually, they're working on it coming to fruition at this moment. Stokes Creek. Does anybody have a clue where that's at? If you get off the bypass, off the McLeod exit, and you go down to the bottom of the hill, that's Stokes Creek. And when that's all said and done, granted, there's no huge construction going on down there right at this moment, but when that is done, that'll be approximately about 5.5 mile, pathway and things like that. Pretty excited about the Greenway thing, really, because, we're headed into something that we never been able to do before, and that's make a connection on Central to the Greenway. You know where TV Hill is? Well, it dead ends. Where does it dead end? Down on the creek. Jean Wallace, my former director, it's going to be, that area is going to be named after her. It's going to be Jean W. Wallace Wetlands Trail. And when you come off of TV Hill, there's going to be ample parking, and ultimately, it will make it to the lake. And when it does, there'll be things like canoe and kayak launches and that sort of thing. Again, things that people always said, we want that. So we try to listen and we try to be good stewards of the funds that are available, and not to say, well, I don't know what you need, we know what you need. No, that's not it. We have a series of town meetings and things like that over the course. If you ever have an opportunity to come be a part of such a thing, please do so, because again, it is about what we try to meet the needs of the public. Again, sustainability type things. So what else is I want to talk to you all about?
Stokes starts this year. We just got the money.
We just got the money.
We got the first grant.
Wow.
Just came in this week.
Okay, so Stokes starts, ooh, that's a tongue twister, isn't it? Stokes starts soon. And he said they just got the money, and this fellow here has a lot of money. Okay, so when he's up, y'all really need to smile a lot.
Gary says we always spend other people's money.
That is true. Yeah, that's true. He's a great guy, and he's helped us an awful lot with many things that we've had. Some of you may or may not know we are responsible for, and I was asked earlier why we hadn't got all the Christmas lights down yet. Well, does everybody here have theirs down? I still got a couple of garlands, I think, but nonetheless. But yeah, we do all of that too, and so, yeah. And it was even suggested to leave them up. I don't know. It's a southern thing, you wouldn't understand, right? But anyway, there's that. I'm way off my slide presentation, I can tell you that. And that business she was talking about earlier about all these hard questions, don't do that. Make them easy. No, we're glad to be here, and the last time I was here, I had a lot of fun with you all, and again, another good day. Where are we at on our slide? Just start clicking through there. Linden, that's nice. That's neat. That's right behind the police department. Some folks had donated some land and wanted that to be a place for the police to work with the youth and play basketball and things like that, and have little programs, and they've done that, and that's a really nice little small park. It actually won an award for like under $50,000 or something like that, that's pretty awesome. Go ahead. Sunnybrook, yeah, that's where the other boat launch was, down below Entergy Park there. That's a boat launch, and that dock there is where you go and catch a lot of fish, and then that over to the right, that boardwalk goes right over to Entergy Park. Skate park, boy, oh boy, oh boy. When they first said something about putting that one of those in a permanent fashion, I rolled my eyes. But you know what? I've rolled my eyes a lot of times, and I was wrong, folks. You ever been wrong? I've been wrong a whole bunch. And that was one of them, because that gets tons of views. Now check this out. Wood or whatever. But we put a thing on there about no tagging. You know what that is? With all that spray paint mess. We have had some amazing luck with that. And they don't destroy that. They take care of that. Because there's just skaters down there that make sure that happens. And that's really cool. And right up, well, we're going to get to that. Go ahead. Wade, yeah, that's good. Well, it is. Yeah, we're getting to this. Okay, go ahead with that. There it is. There it is. Wow. Oh, hey, that's pretty cool now. Another one of those eye rollers. You're going to do what? Here's what it was described to me like. It's going to be a skills level track that you don't even have to, you can ride it with bicycles, skateboards, or whatever, and you don't even have to pedal.
Yeah, right.
Well, let me tell you something. It is awesome. Where is it? It's on Valley Street. Do you know where Valley Street is? It runs right along the creek. Okay, check this out. It's not completed yet, but they do have all the hills and humps in place, right? So immediately they got on there and was doing some incredible things that this old man would never attempt, without a doubt. But it's cool to go be young a little bit through the eyes and check it out. But see this ramp thing here? That's a ramp. It's not a keep out thing. It's a ramp, and they literally go up on that, and it's insanity. But you see that they got it paved over to the right. That was the kind of the rough end deal. But they've got it and all kind of fixed up, and folks are using it. Tomorrow we're going to lay 20 pallets of sod down there. So if y'all not doing anything tomorrow, stop by. You'll see us. Go ahead.
What is that surface? Is it rubber?
No, it's actually the surface is asphalt. Yeah, and it's.
Should have seen them save it.
Yeah, it was a lot of feet to pave something like that. That would be the craziest thing. But anyway, that's neat. And that velocity design there, we have that on. We have a stone that's about this big that this mural company, or monument company, I should say, carved into that, and it's going to be displayed down there. Again, it's a work in progress. It's not finished yet, but do stop by there and watch those crazy people on that thing. It's great. I mean, it makes you want to be able to do that. Go ahead. Northwoods. Anybody go out to Northwoods? Well, that's pretty cool too. That's kind of an odd situation. That isn't a parks and trails thing exclusive. There's a whole lot of hands into that whole deal. Visit Hot Springs is a big promoter and funder thereof. The Walton family threw a whole lot of money at that. And what it is our old waterworks, where the water treatment or whatever, the lakes up there, the Lake Ricks, and I think there's like 3 lakes up there. But anyway, there's just a series of trails. So we had that all we had trails up there, but then when the Twin Towers happened, they put fences up around that and kept everybody away from it in fear that somebody might try to contaminate our water supply. But thank goodness that COVID and all that stuff is behind us. I assure you, it was tough times, folks. I don't have to tell you nothing, you know. Go ahead. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's basically mountain biking and that sort of thing, and they really are not playing. They're serious about it. But here's the thing, go up there, it's off of Pullman Street, and go where you see all the parked cars. There's nobody hardly from Arkansas up there. These folks are coming in here from literally all over the United States to ride this thing. It's crazy, I love it. Yeah, there's a nice dam that they got up there, and Am I got past my time yet? Yeah, I'm getting there. I have, haven't I? Well, I love you all. Thank y'all for listening to me, and I'll try to answer any questions you have. Be nice. Yeah, a bunch of slides. What did I do?
We go straight into the next?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Okay, well, my name's Mike Hill. I did not realize that Brian was such a speaker. So I wish I'd gone first and gotten done, so then he could make you guys laugh. But because I have a couple of strikes against me already. One, I'm a rookie, so I've only been here a year, so take it easy on me. Two, I'm an engineer, so I'm just not funny. So we'll find the third strike before we're done. You know, talking about something I don't know anything about probably. But anyway, you were supposed to get Gary Carnahan, who is our city engineer. Unfortunately, something came up with family, and he's in Little Rock right now. But, you know, nothing serious. It's just, you know, family duties and such. So I'm taking his place. And let's see if I can do this two-handed.
You can do it. You want me to do it?
Now, basically, I'll be talking about our water system in Hot Springs, and, you know, of course, that's been in the news a lot lately, so you probably know everything that I'm fixing to say. I want to talk about how large our water system is. As you can see in the green, that's the city limits. In the red, that is every place that the water serves. So we have a very large water system, very unique. Most cities don't go outside their city limits very far. They kind of use that, so if you want city water, well, then join the city. And but Hot Springs is a little bit different, got to deal with the county, that basically if somebody wants to extend the water, Hot Springs doesn't do it, but a developer will, you know, and we just keep adding them to our system. And that's why our system is continuing to grow. But as you can see, we actually have more miles of pipe outside the city, you know, over 500 than we do inside the city, you know, where it's 428. Just gives an example of where our water comes from. If you can see, the Washita plant right here, that's our main plant. That's where most of the water comes from. Over here on the lakeside plant, it's a much smaller plant, but we do still have to use water from there. And in the future will be our new plant that you've heard about in the news. It'll be down here, you know, on the south side of Hot Springs and the lake. Right now we have about, exactly 38,534 meters. It changes daily. I mean, we have about over 30 meters coming in, you know, each month. So this thing changes a lot. That supplies almost 75,000 people. You know, Hot Springs has about 39,000 of them, but the rest of them are outside the city limits. And as we had about 31 meters a month is what we're adding right now. Of those, 9,819 are irrigation meters. I'm not flipping to look at my notes, so who knows what I just missed. But anyway, 6,443 is inside the city, 3,376 are outside the city. One of the questions we sometimes get, so I'm anticipating that question, is actually two questions. One is, why are the rates outside the city more than inside the city? Well, if we go back to our map, we had a lot of miles outside the city. But as far as revenue, 68% of the revenue comes from inside the city. So it's just much more difficult to maintain that spread out system outside the city. You know, there's more things to take care of, and it's pulling in less money because most of those are residents, where a lot of the big users of water, like the hospital and schools, they're inside the city. So the city is generating majority of the income, but the majority of the lines are outside the city. So that's one reason why it's costing more if you're outside the city. Some people ask about why does my irrigation cost more than my regular line? There's a reason for that too. The regular meters, you know, that is for a basic need. Everybody has to have water, you know, so they try to keep that price as low as possible. Irrigation, that is a quality of life. I mean, irrigating, planting, that improves people's lifestyle. It also improves people's health. They get out there. I admit I love what other people are planting. I mean, I get a benefit looking what other people are planting and their beautiful yards and stuff. So, but it's more of a quality of life than a basic need. So that's one thing They really want to keep the rates that people have to have down low. And the other rates, they also want to, I don't know how to say this, but to discourage too much water use. And that's why the irrigations are a little bit higher. They want people to be really careful and not just water only what they need. And that's one reason why the irrigation prices are higher. Our peak demand is 24 million gallons a day. That will come usually in the summertime when everybody's watering. And that's about 25% of our water is going to irrigation in those peak summer months. You know, and we are very fortunate in Hot Springs that we have not had to put restrictions on irrigation. There are many cities in the summertime have to start restricting irrigation and pools and such because they're running out of water. Hot Springs has been close to having to put those requirements in, but with the investments that Hot Springs and surrounding areas are going into the water system, we should be in very good shape for the next 35 years for as far as water. We have a good supply of water. Like I say, our current treatment is about 24 million gallons. Of those two water treatment plants that we currently have, the small one, Lakeside, it's only about 4 million gallons, but we need those 4 million gallons. Otherwise, we'd be running out of water. Our big one near Washita, it pulls out of Lake Hamilton, and it can go as much as 20 million gallons a day. But that's if everything's working right. You know, it needs, and they're always working on the plant. So they're swapping out pumps, they're having to work on electrical. So a lot of times that 20 million they can't go that high. So we don't want to be running at peak. We want to have some capacity reserved so that we can do the maintenance we need to do to keep the plants operating well. The new plant that we're doing that you saw south of Lake Hamilton, close to Amity Road, will add another 15 million gallons to our peak capacity. Now you think 15 to what we currently have, which is 24, is 39, but once that new plant comes on, we will eventually start to decommission the Lakeside one, the 4 million, because it is a very high maintenance. It's the oldest system we have, and they have to do a lot of work out there to keep that thing running. So it's going to be much more cost effective once we get the new plant to, at some point in the future, not immediately, but to take that plant offline. And that will free up some of the maintenance they did on that we can use in other projects. And anyway, this is a rendering. It's not built yet. They call it the water barn because they wanted something pretty out there because they're putting this out. People are living there, driving by it all the time. They really wanted to make sure it was something that people weren't by an ugly plant. They wanted to make it look pretty. And also they've enclosed a whole lot of it, which is going to do a lot to save on the wear and tear of the equipment. A lot of this equipment is usually stored outside, so this is really going to give longevity to this plant, the way they're designed it. And as you can see, that's the boring rig that's currently boring through the mountain. That's one of the decisions they made. Rather than pump over the mountain from Lake Washita, they're drilling through it. And that water will flow all the way to our new plant, which, I should have how many miles that is. It is many miles. It is a long ways, and that's all gravity fed. So it's going to save another great amount of electricity and pump cost because all that's gravity fed to the new plant, and then it goes from the new plant. It will go out to distributed mostly to Cornerstone immediately, the big tank at Cornerstone. But another innovative thought to save some money is to do that all by gravity. Sustainability landscaping. We're getting to, keeping our water supply good. And I think this is where I talked a little early. Irrigation costs, explaining why the irrigation costs are higher for an irrigation as opposed to a regular meter. I've already covered that. But these are some of the prices, ranging $15.39 for your first 1,000 gallons for a normal meter, where an irrigation meter is like $23.61. And you can see the price difference. But this is where we really like to look for the master gardeners to help people, train people, picking the right plants that maybe doesn't use as much water, teaching people how to irrigate well and not spraying water out in the street, but keeping it on their plants, or maybe, you know, low flow or wind the water. That's something I think the master gardeners are in an excellent position to try to get that message out, that irrigation is fine, but let's irrigate smartly so that we're not wasting water. And you don't want to waste money because it's going to cost you extra to irrigate. And I definitely kept mine under 10 minutes.
You did good.
Okay, Dr. Bennington, I'm going to try to put you on speaker now. Okay?
Okay.
Hey, can you bring up Dr. Daniel's slides?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Super.
Okay, we have your first slide up.
Okay, well, thank you for this opportunity. I'm glad to be able to talk to you today. And I talked to Gail earlier this morning, and she really wanted me to talk about sustainability and what role master gardeners can play in this. And this was a talk that we gave as part of our soil and water conservation virtual field trip series on sustainability. And really from an agricultural standpoint, but you know, sustainability is gaining notoriety and an interest all over the world. And some of that is, how do we measure? How do we know that we're being sustainable? And that sort of thing. And the outline for today is that, you know, talk a little bit about it, trying to define what sustainability is. It's different for a lot of other people, but this is one sustainability goal that I found out there. The goal is achieving a sustainable planet, one that will accommodate the basic needs of its present inhabitants while preserving the resources that will enable future generations to flourish. So one thing you hear in industry and other areas about sustainability is this phrase, continuous improvement. Always trying to improve your efficiencies, your efficiency in using natural resources or in protecting natural resources. So that's always but how do you know they're making continuous improvements? How do you know? How do you measure that? And really there's three dimensions or pillars of sustainability. You have your environmental, dealing with our natural resources. You have economics. If you talk to a lot of our farmers, they will tell you this is always a tough one for them, and this is where it starts for them with sustainability. And you got to make enough profit to continue farming. And then there's always the social aspect. And the sustainable domain is where these overlap in such a way that we know that we are going to be able to keep doing what we're doing and improve upon that in the future. Sustainability invokes many questions. How do we know that we're sustainable? How do we measure continuously? Economics for who? Well, it's got to be for everyone, really. We have to work that out. Why is there such interest for retailers? And what we're finding in agriculture is that large retailers like Walmart, they're wanting farmers to document what they're doing as a way to provide consumers that they are trying to be sustainable, that they are trying to protect natural resources. Whoops. So I consider this a marketing ploy by the retailers, that we have more sustainable suppliers than the other person. But I don't believe it's all about that. I think retailers Tyson, the world's largest meatpacking organization, they now have a chief sustainability officer. And there's a lot of that. There's sustainability within their own industry, within their own corporation. But they also have a lot of growers they depend on that they want to make sure are sustainable. Well, we have gotten involved over the years in this idea of sustainability. And when I say the division, I'm talking about the University of Arkansas Division of Agriculture. Let's talk about some of the different things that we've done with this. You know, we've provided research on sustainability, maybe ways, metrics that can be used to see if we're making progress. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute, but, you know, our research is an integrated approach to ensure unbiased research-based information, whether it's on production, how plants grow, or sustainability. We also have education, classroom education, where we're preparing students with the skills. And the supply chain is interested in hiring sustainability coordinators that can look and see that the raw materials that they market, purchase and market is done sustainably, and that sort of thing. Extension, and that's what I'm a part of. Part of the extension service, we have agents in all 75 counties. So we work directly with agricultural producers and others in the community, master gardeners, the program that evolved out of extension. We work with them to show them the ways that industry would like for them to document their continuous improvement in terms of the practices they use. And so we talk to them about production efficiency and profitability, environmental stewardship, and evaluate improved management of natural resources. And these are all important to farmers. You know, farmers really depend on two major resources, and that's land, soil, and water. And without the soil, without water, they would not be able to farm and produce in a way that we help feed the world. We've got some programs. One program is a center on campus in Arkansas, at the University of Arkansas, called the Center for think, you guys know how to plant, you know how to beautify, but I think if you think about it, you can play a bigger role in protecting our water resources. And, and we're seeing this all over the country. Certainly seeing it in northwest Arkansas. I know you're seeing it in parts of Garland County. But we continue to take forested land and we put subdivisions on there. People want to live not necessarily right downtown, but out where they have some space and where there's trees and next to farms. And the only problem is that they can change the local hydrology. And if you look at the hydrology, we get rain on a forested area. About 50% of that will go into the soil, 10% will run off, and the rest will be used for evapotranspiration. But if you look at urban side, whoops. Now, what did I do here?
You're fine, you're fine.
Yeah, let me just find that slide again. Look, we get 55% runoff in our urban areas, 15% that gets into the ground because we have so much impervious surfaces. Agriculture, we find on some of our poorly drained soils in eastern Arkansas, we can rival what we have in urban where we have a lot of pavement. And so we've got to improve our soil health. But if you just start looking at some of the areas that used to be forested, look at how much pavement we put up. We've got roads that are paved. We've got parking lots that are paved. Everybody wants that convenience. But then you have the rooftops. And we don't often, we want out of mind with all the rainfall. We don't want flooding around these buildings. But we don't do a lot in terms of trying to preserve the natural hydrology when we develop these areas to ensure that we don't have flooding. And so we see an increase in flooding in some of these areas. And just to give you an example, what happens is this would be the green would be runoff from the forested area over time. They call this a hydrograph. And this would be the runoff from an impervious surface. But you look, we get a lot more runoff and it arrives a lot faster to our little streams in this situation than we do in the forested area. And so we have to find ways to use some low impact, like maybe permeable pavers is more expensive. And once that water gets to the storm drain, it usually goes to a stream. But you can see some of the storm drains there. And you can see that these are just those storm drains draining into a little stream. And this stream bank is not healthy. You don't want it. You want it to look more like this with other types of vegetation. You don't want it straight up and down. That means it's creating erosion, and it's not healthy ecologically. It's not supporting the ecological life that you want. And so master gardeners, I think we can do training to get people to understand that this is not a good situation, but that we can work on water quality when we do our designs for community beautification and that sort of thing. And we can also give it a purpose in terms of protecting our soil and water. And I think that I'll be talking to you later at a later date, and we're going to focus on those things. But the result of all this pavement a lot of times is flooding. Even though climate change is making that happen too, we do know when we develop some of these areas, we start seeing flooding where we did before because these little streams were not designed to carry that much runoff. And so we have to think about that, and soil and water is still one of the best ways of protecting our water resources. Soil is a natural filter. And so, but we have to think about it in terms of where to place it and that sort of thing. And we're starting to see more low impact development. And just let me know when I'm out of time, Gail.
Well, whenever, yeah.
Okay. Well, low impact, we minimize like if you've ever seen a new shopping area go in, or we often just remove everything, don't we? And then we shape it the site how we want it. We don't do anything to amend the soil. We just go with what's there. A lot of times you see, it takes a long time for something to start growing back because we moved that soil, we compacted it. We're putting in the impervious surfaces where
Great, thank you. Now, Pam has a microphone, and some of you may have thought of some things you wanted to ask our three experts. And by the way, let me just throw in that Dr. Daniels joined us at the last minute. Many of you may not know that Luke had the flu, and he was going to give this section today. So Dr. Daniels has just stepped in on the spur of the moment, but I think he did great. Thank you.
We're being checked out, but I told him I had a cold. I took a COVID test last night, it was negative, but they made me take one at the doctor, and I found out I tested positive for COVID. But I feel fine. It's still having cold.
Okay, questions for any of our panelists?
Our
Gee. Rock.
machine that we're using, if it's really likely jammed, they cost us millions of dollars. When we're done with that, are we gonna try to sell it to a different company, or county, I should say, to recoup some of the money, or is it just gonna sit there to scrap?
You talking about the drill rig itself?
Yeah.
That stays with the company. That's staying with the company, because they're drilling, actually, they're doing they've had to pull it out and retool a few times, so they're actually spending more on their teeth and the rotary than they plan to.
Okay, so we don't actually know where it's leaving.
No, I think this is all going back to them.
Go ahead.
Okay. Does any one of the three gentlemen know anything about the rock quarry and how they're going to maintain or watch the water runoff or damage up in the Lowell Rogers area with that brand new quarry that has been approved?
I know nothing about it.
I'm afraid I don't know anything about that.
On the new water treatment plant on Amity, and you're running the water up to Cornerstone, well, that's uphill. So how do you do it, and how deep is the water line?
That water line's pretty deep, because it's going to be, trying to think, that's a 40-inch water line, I believe, that's going to go up to Cornerstone. I may be wrong. Todd will get on to me, because I think he's told me a few times, and I forget. But I think that's a 40-inch line. It's very deep. If you've seen any of the trenching they've done for the raw water line that's come in, it's a very deep trench is what they're putting in the water. So there shouldn't be any concerns of accidentally hitting it.
20 feet.
Well, not 20 feet, no, but we're talking, at least 6, 6 or more. And Todd may get on to me, but it's going to be very deep. We have all the easements, so it should be cleared. It's not going to be running under, any houses or anything like that.
I have a question. Are there any state or federal programs that master gardeners might apply for grant funds or some type of funding to help amend soils or create the water conservation gardens or other things that could help as far as saving the soil?
Well, I'm not sure about any grants that are available on it. I know that when we've built, and we have built several rain gardens across the city, we did the amended soil ourselves with basically a 3-part mixture and almost equal of topsoil, sand, and the compost. We've had very good luck with that. Again, it's a filterization process there, and then down below is a filter fabric that we put on the bottom of that that's the reason he was saying it was quite expensive to actually do that, but it's certainly worth, you know, the effort put forward. And also we have in rain gardens, you have a drain system when it's full, and it takes a lot of rain for that to, a typical rain event, not so much. A 3-inch rain event, maybe a little different there, obviously.
What about a homeowner? If a homeowner wanted to put in a rain garden, Dr. Daniel, are you aware of any programs that a homeowner could apply for?
You know, I'm not sure of any grant programs, but I can look into that and try to find out for you.
Thank you.
Sometimes EPA, through their 319 program, has worked with municipalities, but there has to be a known water pollution issue, and that sort of thing. But, you know, there are maybe some possibilities, especially if you get watershed organizations, you know, nonprofit watershed organizations operating such a, they can apply for certain grant money that others might not be able to do as an organization. For example, the Illinois River Watershed Partnership up in Northwest Arkansas got a lot of money from the Walton Family Foundation and put in over 80 rain gardens in Northwest Arkansas. I don't know if an individual homeowner has that opportunity, but certainly maybe there's strength in numbers.
I could mention, the city has used some grant money for some rain gardens. If any of you are familiar with Winnington Park, going around there, that project is Eastern Federal Lands. We're putting quite a few rain gardens in that area with that federal money. There's also the community development grants that communities can apply to, that the city administers. There's one that's going to put an additional number of rain gardens on in the Winnington Park area along some streets. We also have some going along Park that the community there has applied for, and around Holly Street. Some of the off streets are right along Park Avenue. Those rain gardens are going in with grant money.
Any other questions? Oh, one more. Last one.
Batteries may be going down.
No problem.
Backup plan, right? In 14 months, we've got the, I can't remember what it is. The thing that is the total eclipse Earth. And from what I read in the paper last summer, Casper, Wyoming had 1 million visitors hit what's a fairly small town, probably comparable to us. How's the water system going to be in 14 months when Garland County and the surrounding area swells with a lot of people?
They're talking about it. And they're talking about it. I suspect when they get started, they're going to have every tank we have filled to the top, all the capacity we're going to need. I don't think we have all the answers yet, because it's not just, I'm not as worried about the water system as I am about the wastewater system. Yeah, it's a big deal, and they've already had some meetings about it. I'm not involved directly with that. I'm just hearing the talk, the buzz. Everybody is got their eye fixed on it.
Okay. Let's thank our presenters today.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Boss.
Yeah, it's fun.
Thank you very much. We really enjoyed your presentations, and thanks for answering our questions. let's move on to our next agenda item then, our officer reports. First up is our secretary, and Joyce Pardusky is filling in for Elaine this time.
Elaine published all the minutes in the newsletter, and if you find any changes or corrections that need to be made, please contact Elaine.
All right.
Thank you, Joyce.
Thank you. Denise, our treasurer report.
I think I can do that too. So the report was published. If anybody has any questions or anything, please don't ask me. I will tell you about Trisha. Anyway, so in our Diamond Bank account, we have $28,846.14. Our depository account, we have $7,229.04 for a total of cash funds of $36,075.18.
All right, thanks, Denise. Next up, our second VP, Susie, on membership.
What a great crowd we had today. We have 104 members present today. 207 active members, and we have 15 guests today. So as I call your name, guests, would you please stand so we can see who you are? We have Hesper Hortman. Hesper is the district manager of the Garland County Conservation District. Welcome, Hesper. We have 11 new master gardeners here today. One is a transfer from Magnolia, Columbia County, and that is Jackie Tarleton. Jackie, welcome. And our new master gardeners, Julia Rivera, David Fuston, I think I saw him leave, Jennifer Blankenship, Elaine Taylor, Jean Signor, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, Linda Riddle, Suzanne Becker, Annette Gibson, Diane Arrington, Cody Millsap, and we have 3 husbands here today. Rick Bentz, Don Norman, John Davis. Welcome guests. A couple of other items to report. The online reporting program is now up, so you can enter your 23 hours now. Cheryl Volpert is the online reporting manager this year, and I am her backup, so either one of us, if you can call us, if you have any questions, concerns, let us know. And on behalf of the Sunshine Committee, please, please, please let us know if you have someone that is ill, has health issues, a death, or anyone who may need a card or a call. Hildy Simmons is the chair this year, and I am her backup. So please let one of us know. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Susie. Okay, project guidance, Gail, our first VP.
Thanks. I hope you picked one of these and take advantage of all the opportunities you're going to have.
Okay, thank you very much. Next up, we're going to go on with our 2022 awards presentations. So if the presenters would please come on up.
There's cookies, Brian, if you hang around.
I'm going to.
Okay, first is the education award. Rita, would you come up for the education award, please? Who's giving that? Rita?
Thank you very, very much on behalf of Garden Therapy. We have been nominated and have won for the state, for the Garland County, but I understand that we are being part of the application for the Education Award for the state. So we are very, very pleased. I am sorry that the Caring Place Executive Director, Nina Alter, had to step away. She had urgent concern at the Caring Place, so she had to return to her office, but her major message for us was to express appreciation for our volunteerism and all of the programming that we have offered to the seniors at the Caring Place, so thank you.
Stop. Picture. Look good with my phone.
Thank you.
All right, next up is the Friends of Master Gardeners. I think Anita's going to present that award.
I think there are a number of people in this room that, I love a microphone. There are a number of people in this room that could present this award to Hesper. Not only has she gotten us grants to expand things that we're already doing. You know, we love money, but also she has come and worked and sweated beside people in a number of projects. Yep. She has researched, she can tell you if you want to know about pollinators and planting, and boy can this lady make labels. So there are so many, I'm discounting and I don't mean to. I think there are so many people in this room that want to say thank you, Hesper, and we hope you keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
All right, next up is Friends of Master Gardeners organization, and we did that award last month at our November meeting.
Attention.
But they're in there. All right. Okay, next up, Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year, Pamela Benz. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's good if you take that off.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
Turn this way, please. Yeah. Yeah. Go down. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Next up is Mentor of the Year.
Well, the Mentor of the Year is Barbara Smith.
Good picture. No. I got you. Thank you. Congratulations, Barbara.
Master Gardener of the Year.
Master Gardener of the Year is Judy Dare. Unfortunately, she is at home sick, so she's not going to be here.
Have to get her picture next time.
Yeah.
All right, next up is Project of the Year. Who's doing that? Joan, come on up, please.
This is your t-shirt.
Let you talk, yes.
Thank you so very much. I can't even express the appreciation for everyone. I still having to hear about this. For everyone that's worked so hard. It's beautiful.
And show off the shirt. And this year, the committee decided, instead of just giving a plaque, like we have in the past, that the project of the year, everybody that worked at the project of the year got a t-shirt. And we have one final award from the recognition committee. Jody Took, would you please come forward? As most of you remember, our executive committee actually served for 2 years. So, and I've been president, so I know you take on a lot when you're a president. And Jody was president for 2 years. So Jody, this is something to add to your tag.
Next up, we get a quick update from Susan Marinick on the Coleus Fund.
Well, the 2022 Coleus Fund project is completed thanks to Brian. First of all, Brian, I want to thank him while he's here. We purchased, if you remember, the beautiful bird bath that went in the center portion of the pollinator garden. And to make sure it stayed there, Brian put a rod up the middle of that bird bath and cemented it to the ground. So it's not going anywhere. And then in December, we planted our 5 McIntosh apple trees, 5 pink lady, 10 blueberry bushes, and 2 crab apples. And Luke and Alan Bates were out there measuring, making sure that they were perfectly centered, and they're going to be along that fence line in back of the pollinator garden, and it's on the irrigation side. So Brian will be watering those for us this next year. And you know, I went out there and took a picture of the apple trees, and when I went, there was a man that appeared to be homeless, and he was sitting right by the trees. And I said, you know, in about 2 or 3 years, you'll be able to pick an apple off these trees. And he was so excited. And you know, I thought then, Master Gardeners, we did a good thing. We have planted a community orchard, and I hope many more, you know, people that need that help will be out there picking those picking those apples. And then the last thing was Mary Wittenberg and Anna worked at the Fountain Lake Legacy Garden, and they used all their allocated funds. So the whole project's done. Thank you.
All right, Pam McCoy will give us a quick update on the project and committee sign-up.
Okay, did everybody get the project sign up? It was sent out on January 13th. Go back and look in your email, on Constant Contact. Okay, I tell you what, if you didn't get it, you can send me an email and I can see if I can send it to you, but send me an email because I'll forget who you are before I get home today. So, but anyway, yeah, if you can go back, look, January 13th, there's a link in there. You go to a sheet. It has every committee we have, every project that we have. You go in, it asks for your name, phone number, email address. Short, sweet, and to the point. It'll send you an email to confirm that you were signed up and all is good. And so go back and look. We will try to send that out one or 2 more times to everybody. And hopefully you can get that. If not, we can always do it manually. We prefer to do it this way because the chairs then get an Excel spreadsheet with the names already on it. All this information is already entered. It's easier for everybody if you'll do it that way. But if you can't, let me know. And I'm Pam McCoy. My email's in the book. Okay.
All right. Okay, Tricia, if you'd come up, we're going to do the state convention naming contest. Right here. Trying to get your slideshow up here.
Okay. Thank y'all very much. We had 21 submissions for the theme, and 73 people voted. So I think that's a wonderful response. So, these are the top 3 things: the Spa City, a gardening destination; Gardens of Garland; and Springtime in the Springs. And full disclosure, Springtime in the Springs was the theme in 2006? Whatever. But it's been 17 years, nobody's gonna remember. So, we will try to do this with a voice vote. If that doesn't work, then we'll stand up and count. So, are y'all pondering which one you like? Okay. All for the Spa City, a gardening destination. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 17. 18. Okay.
All right, somebody write that down.
Yes.
They're writing it, I can tell you. Everybody's writing it down.
Gardens of Garland. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, whoa. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 29, 30, 31, 32. And Springtime in the Springs. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 37, 38.
We're having the t-shirts printed. T-shirts, what you want on them.
Thank you. It looks like Springtime in the Springs. So we will send this up to the state, and they've got this wonderful guy who'll make a beautiful logo. So, also, in the back, at the reception table, we have a list of people who are the chairs of the conference committees, and grab a piece of paper or grab the list and join one of those committees. This is going to be exciting for us to actually have the conference here. And you don't have to be the chair, you just have to help. Thank you.
All right, we're down to the wire here, guys, so let me give you a few announcements. There's a couple printed at the bottom of your agenda. Marty Lynch, where's Marty? I saw her earlier. She's here. Way in the back. Congratulations go out to Marty. She has achieved advanced training level 2. She attended her 13th class in November, which then moved her to a level 2. So thank you. And as you came in today, you probably saw Denise at her table up front. Please pay your dues if you haven't done so already.
Today's the day.
Yes, today's the deadline. It's supposed to be, according to our bylaws, that all our dues should be paid by today, the first meeting of January. Henrietta, she has about a dozen cookbooks left out of that whole big order. So if you need a cookbook, please see Henrietta.
And I will be at the training on the 9th with cookbooks. All right?
Nancy asked me to make an announcement about the setup committee that sets up the chairs and takes them down every day, each meeting. We've gotten some complaints, I guess you'd say, from the Elks Lodge that we are damaging their chairs when we stack them up at the end. We're not doing very carefully and poking holes in the seats. So if you're part of the committee or all the rest of us who just kind of throw in at the end to help, be careful when you're stacking the chairs, and they don't want them stacked more than 8 high. Okay? We appreciate your help. All right. The Yard of the Month Committee. Carolyn wants you to meet up here after the meeting for a quick get-together. And one last announcement. If you haven't gone over and looked at the sow and till table, it's Nature is Calling. They've done a great job with that today. And there's a drawing. If you haven't gone, go over there and put your name in the hat for a drawing at the end. Yes?
Just a reminder, again, if you were on the Entergy Park, the T-shirts are in the back of the room for the project members, and they are labeled with your name. And we'll have somebody back there to help you.
Okay. Entergy Park team members, your T-shirts are in the back. Okay, one more. I forgot to add Claudette. She's got a quick announcement about the plant sale.
It ain't quick, it's a whole page.
Oh, no.
Hey, everybody. Just to let you know, mark your calendars for April 28th and 29th. That's Friday and Saturday for the plant sale this year. And I'm going to try and go through these announcements as quick as possible. If anybody has a golf cart that they would like to bring, we are hiring 4 of them, but if you have any extras, we would love to have them there. That'll be a less of a cost for us. If you have any signs from last year, whether it be the big one, you know, that said Master Gardener, or the little ones, bring those back to Tina right there. Just bring them to the extension office and let her know that you have taken them back to the extension office. And anyone who is interested in signing up our potential customers to let them know for future plant sale and garden shows, we'd like to try and get a little database going. So if anybody is interested in that, we're going to try and do that with Sign Up Genius, because it is a very automated system that will let them know automatically. Anyone who has mini blinds, we're going to be going back to the mini blinds. The colored popsicle sticks was a great idea, but they bled all over everything. So if you have any mini blinds, take them to the extension office and call and let me know so that I can get them to Shar Becker, because she's going to be doing the pricing. Let's see here. If you are propagating your plants, if you have anything that is still alive and didn't get killed by the frost, we need to make sure that it's identified. If it's a flowering plant, we need to have a color of it. We can't just bring a bunch of daylilies and say, oh, I don't know what color it is. Our customers want to know the colors. And if anyone would like to help with the composting, contact Diane Daniel. They're going to be needing some help. We also need some hanging baskets and 6-inch pots if you have any at your house. Let's see. Also, if anyone is bilingual, we'd like to have someone there at the garden show in case we have some customers that are not speaking English. So if you are talented in any other language, let me know. We will be signing up everybody, and I know on the sign-up sheet that Pam mentioned, it has the plant sale. You guys are automatically on my committee, so. But what we are doing different this year, Judy Nowak will not be the volunteer coordinator. Donna Woodard will be the volunteer coordinator, and it will be through Sign Up Genius. So you will have selections there, whether you want to work the plant sale, whether you want to work customer service. Cashiers, you need to talk to Diane Harden about that. So if you have any questions, you can get a hold of me. Let's see. Oh, those cards. Where's the card? Here. Okay. My handy dandy cards. I'm going to order another 3,000. We just went through 2,000 of them. If you are at church, if you are at the grocery store, if you are at Lowe's, Lowe's is a great place as it gets closer to the plant sale. If you're out there buying stuff for yourself, just hand one to everybody you see and say, oh, by the way, Master Gardeners would like to invite you to our plant sale and garden show in April. It's a wonderful place. If you're at any of the other garden centers, they don't mind because I'm passing out flyers to all of them, and we will have our flyers at next month's monthly meeting. And I'll have more of these, so don't tell me, oh, I already got a pack. You make sure you pass these out. There's only 20 of them in a pack, you guys. You should be able to get rid of them in no time. All right, let's see. What else do we have? Okay, more cards. And I told you about what day it was. Okay, anybody have any questions about the plant sale? I'll be talking to you every month, so I'll have an update. Thank you so much, everybody.
Okay, that wraps it up for us. Our next meeting is of course it's Thursday, February the 16th, the third Thursday. We'll see you all then. Meeting adjourned.
Oh, wait a minute, wait.
Can I just say thank you to hospitality who brought all the cookies and hot chocolate for everyone.